Patricio Freire jumps up on the canvas. He's pointing at Michael Chandler. He wants a piece of him because Chandler knocked out his brother. And, of course, we saw the highlight. And we all think, but he's a 45er. You know, cooler heads will prevail. That's the end of that. Chandler will face somebody else. Instead, you guys grabbed that by the neck and said, hey, there's something here. Let's pit this guy against Henderson. And if he gets the job done, next thing you know, we have the Chandler matchup. And with Benson, he's coming off the attempt to win the welterweight title. Now he's got to fight to kind of, cool his heels a little bit and earn his spot at 55. I really, really love that matchmaking. Was that cultivated in your head that night, or did you guys have to wait a while to put that one together?
Well, you know what? One thing about Pitbull is that he fights at 45, but he has a really hard time making that weight now, and so the only reason why he didn't go back to 55 or go up to 55 was because his brother was there. And now that that story played out the way that it did with Michael knocking out his brother, we said, hey, listen, this is going to be great. And then he wanted to fight Chandler, and he came after us that night and said, hey, I want to fight Chandler. And I said, look, you can't just go fight the champ. You got to fight somebody that's like the number one contender. And I said, listen, if you're willing to fight Ben Henderson at 155, because Ben had told us already that he wanted to go back down to his natural weight or his normal weight that he won all the titles in, and he feels better at 55. And so we said, if you want to fight Benson Henderson, then and you win, then you could fight Michael Chandler. And he said, let's do it. He didn't blink an eye. He was like ready to sign that night.
Rory McDonald. Is there an update there, or is Rory McDonald going to be part of the Bellator roster?
I'll tell you, I've been getting a lot of calls as well, and I think it's a little bit premature. But the facts of this is that we send in an offer to Rory, and we're waiting to see whether they want to match it or not, or if he's going to stay with the UFC. If they match it, then he'll have to stay with the UFC. If they don't, then then we'll sign him. But where it's at today, exactly at this time right now, is that we sent an offer, and we're waiting to hear back an official response, from UFC to see what they if they want to match or not match.
Do you anticipate this closing out relatively soon?
I'd be surprised. I think they have a certain amount of time. I think 5 to 10 days to respond or something like that. I'm not really sure, the language, but I would say within the next week or so, we will have a definitive answer. Whether Rory will be with us or he'll be back with his former employees.
Well, I will tell you this on our front page, because we started the show and we didn't even know till about 5-10 minutes on somebody pointed us to our own page. How embarrassing is that? That apparently one of our reporters has already reached out to the UFC. The UFC official confirmed to MMAjunkie that the UFC declined to match the offer. Other things were noted, such as Roy's been taken off the rankings, the official UFC rankings. So, Scott, I think you may have yourself a welterweight.
Boy, I tell you, that'd be exciting, wouldn't it? I mean, throw him in that mix of the welterweight division that we have. I think there's some great fights for him, and that's the reason why we made him the offer that we did, is to get him in that mix with all the bad boys that we have already at 170. But until it's official, guys, and we get the official notice, really, they could change their mind, and maybe they don't. They could say that they don't do, but until we get the letter, the official legal letter, we really don't know.